Fire and fnatic. Our first map of Vertigo as picked by the Eternal Fire boys. fnatic picking into Mirage, and our final map will be Inferno in this one, Blake. And I look at this matchup, I do feel like fnatic could have a 2-0 opportunity. I do have a lot of faith in this team, I'm not going to lie. Although I just feel like right now when it comes down to the competition on the other side of the board, they haven't really proven enough to show that they can take this kind of a series.
Yeah, I'm going to join you on that one as well. I'm thinking it could be a 2-0 to come through from fnatic, and for Eternal Fire, this is the chance right here. Out to that early ramp default, we're going on their map pick of Vertigo. We're seeing some of the utility coming forward for Calyx, and a very early stack into that B side from fnatic means it could be quite retake heavy on A.
Molotov's out to the sandbags. Initially, they'll try force players out of position. No one's there taking that much of an aggressive angle for the C2 side. Chiquinho and Alex are back over towards the sniper's nest and towards the main entrance. Taps forward to the USP's utility in hand. Alex ready to put a nade on towards Wok. Sick. Forced him out. Nice baited the nades there from Eternal Fire. The second phase will be able to get the bomb down and set up the retake.
Yeah, very clever, just to tap it once, draw the utility forward, and now for fnatic, they've got that kit and that smoke to go down onto the site itself. There is one of those backstabs in for the T side down at ramp that's gathering information.
Lashes over, Emo and Tara's taking facing contact. First blood being drawn out by Emo. Alex takes a quick trade back. It also gets involved in Taurus with a drive-by headshot. Looks at a second player and gets in the ball as well. Crims in a 1v3. Can't hold on for much longer. Taurus makes it a triple and Eternal Fire make it a pistol.
Oh, lovely stuff coming through from Eternal Fire in that post-plant situation. And I guess for a lot of these guys, we always kind of knew that there could be another super team coming from when we were in Space Soldiers. It was always the Xantares show. And I guess sort of when that lineup sort of split apart and we sort of had Sangle and we had Turkey 5 and we had a more sort of on the other side, we saw some of the up-and-comers coming through the Turkish scene. And now everyone coming together, doing a great project coming forward for them. And a great round to start off into the pistol. fnatic going with the force buy back and again, Crims on the scout.
Straight in with the sniper rifle for him. Nades out with the guns involved, of course, for Eternal Fire. Putting that first nade onto Chiquinho and taking him down as a result. Early damage being sustained on Alex as well. 57 HP. fnatic's force buy not going quite as well as they'd like it to.
They're taking so much utility damage out to that ramp position, and now the cavalry is just moving over, walking into that B side. There is a couple of CTs to defend. They've got to try and use that utility of the smokes to slow down the XE.
Utility involved. Crim's going to get forced off angles. And Tara's quick kill onto Mezzi. 5 versus 3 as you try and use that crack angle there in the site. Unfortunately, no shots can connect here for the scout player. Calyx is spotted out by Alex, but Alex gets casualtied. Brolin and Crims with no real chance here to do anything after this round. 2-0 for Eternal Fire at the start. fnatic, nice try to get the force sport pistols involved, but just not quite good enough today.
And for any of the viewers that are kind of tunnel visioned into this game, there is also another one going down over on the B stream. Saw versus Aura, which could be quite an interesting one. Saw have made a recent roster change of bringing Story into the lineup. So, yeah, that could be interesting.
Keep our eyes on that one, of course. We'll keep you updated as we get the results in on our side. Now what we can definitively tell you is that Eternal Fire have the 2-0 start. Again, fnatic on the full splice, so it should be an eco to go around the Deagle and the Scout. At least they have that extra firepower and have that extra Kevlar. Try and stop any sort of potential against the Eternal Fire camp. Of course, this map pick of the T side looks like it should be a relatively confident one here. fnatic don't really play a lot of Vertigo, and when they played it against Sinners in the upper bracket, it didn't quite go so well for them.
No, they had quite a slow start on their CT basis, only managing 5 rounds in the first half before going into their T side and showing us some capabilities, but already being really too late into the game. Eternal Fire just trying to see if they can mop up some kills with them all, try and get as much money farmed as possible. And for fnatic, well, they can hope to get a kill or two with the upgrades.
Tara's having his crosshair placed directly towards Alex. Sprays through, doing his damage, and Nade also catching Crims for a bit. Nothing major, just a little bit of tags up against the two players. Brolin also take a bit of a tag of his own right here. The Scout of Crim still faces, looks for these contacts, but can't seem to land these shots.
It all just comes down to the utility once again. Issa being able to deal with that first player. Eternal Fire have been tagged up quite heavy. And for fnatic, they're all stacking up on this A side.
IHP players taking their swings and getting their hits. 2 casualties again for fnatic. Mac 10 for Emor. Might be a bit of an awkward weapon to utilise here. He still gets the kill on Brolin. Mezzi and Crim's getting a couple bills right back. Not ready for Issa up on the top end of the alleyway entrance. Let's see if I can get the words out. Alex finds Mezzy and closes out with a tidy frag. Issa with a triple as well. And 3 rounds up for Eternal Fire. Good pistol, good conversions. Eco's out of the way for fnatic. Here come the guns.
And for Chiquino, we're probably both going to be keeping an eye out for him because he was underperforming in that last game against Sinners and has been for a considerable margin of time. And you'd have to imagine when you're in the lower bracket game, when you only need 1 best of 3 to make it fall to the RMR, having someone like a Chiquino to step up and really put on a good performance is incredibly needed.
Nades damage done towards Alex. Utility in for Chiquino at the ready. AWP standing by behind sandbags. This time they use the Molotovs and the pistol, and really fnatic have not really gone to that position up until now. Passive on these ramp takes here for Eternal Fire. Happy to just sit pretty and wait.
Now, they know that fnatic don't mind pressing the issue and start retaking some of this ramp control. AWP firing away, giving the information of where Woxic's playing out from. And Chiquino just going to go back passive on the side.
Expecting to join his teammate here. Alex been tagged up so early. Blind shots past tops. Hoping to get some wallbang kills in. So far, so little. Again, fnatic are being very careful and quiet about their repositioning. Eternal Fire going to have to force the issue with relatively low information.
It does seem as if it is just going to, in the end, be an A side execution. They don't have a lurk out from mid. Over to the B side, everyone grouping in from ramp. fnatic getting a decent read on the situation by having 3 on A.
I've got Alex on 23 points of health though, so being the first port of call might not aid to a very quick defense. It must have relied heavily on his teammates. Smokes in with the CT side. Emor takes face. Alex does get a kill in. Issa there with a trade. Gets tagged up pretty heavily as well. AK's fire back bomb can get planted. The burst fire of Brawlin can see one player in the back lines. Can't catch that kill though. Walks against a reload, but it's a 4v4 retake.
It all just comes down to time stalling now for the T side, and for fnatic just trying to set themselves up into position. They do have a smoke going down. Woxic known.
The shot missed out, continuing to fire back for the AWP. Can't see the CTs though. Bullets whiz past the T-side line, finding taps on towards him. Woxic's not going to take a peek in. The flashbang turned away from. Good kill from Mezzy. Woxic can respond. Brawlin gets involved. Calyx the same. 2v2 now. Where's the defuse kit? Nowhere to be seen. Picking up another kill for Woxic. Leaves Brawlin left to save. The AWP brought into the next round for fnatic, and it's 4-0 for Eternal Fire.
Well, the difficult factor that fnatic face in that round is that they're just so light on that util that they can't really force that AWP out to the open. They don't have an incendiary to get Woxic to swing out wide. They don't really have the flashes and the smokes to go down onto the site itself. And for Eternal Fire, one flash out from that ramp contact and everyone's peeking together, creating so much chaos, allowing themselves to put that 4th round up. And they're looking composed on this T side. It's a good sign for the Turkish side.
Yeah, real solid start. fnatic's first gun round going awry. They have to go for the half buy, of course. CT economy will get wrecked in this early game. And again, great T-side start in from the Turkish squad. They continue down that way. Flash over for Chiquino. Now entries to come in, a bit of aggression that could come out for the fnatic side. We've seen Alex go aggressive in this position as well. Woxic! Pixels away from catching that headshot. Imagine how upsetting that would be for fnatic.
Oh, that is very close. And for Eternal Fire, they are not very eager in taking this ramp contact at all. Looking to go out to the B side. Crim's turning away from the flash. Peeking back in. Does have at least support of another teammate with him of Mezzy.
Molotov's in past the banger position. Flashes forward again to the T side line. Crim's blind firing, not quite catching information, but does know that Eternal Fire are down there. Will tap to try to drive him away. Keep him a little bit on their toes. Give him a little bit tentative with the peeks in. Damage done to Emor, tagging at 25, not enough to get the kill. Meanwhile, Mezzy forces forward out towards right. Chiquino can land with the AWP, only so far. Zentaris picks up one. Brawlin can return against him, and Issa's also there for support. And eventually it leads up to a 1v3 with Alex on the backstab, dealt with by Calyx. 5-0 now, Eternal Fire on a roll. Max lost bonus back for fnatic though, and again another gun round can come through.
Just simple stuff in terms of that B site take. You're forcing fights coming forward from the CTs just with the Molotovs being used. And even for Chiquino, finds that first pick with the AWP and then just everyone wide swings. Very, very quick in terms of those opening advantages up on the site itself. And for fnatic, you'd have to think that maybe a tactical timeout's going to be coming in for the next couple of rounds if this continues the way that it is.
Flashes forward, Mezzy takes fight. Emor can get his kill. First man down, effective immediately. Crims can follow suit with a trade back onto Issa. So 4 versus 4. fnatic will hold down the even man standing.
Oh, they have made a sound cue coming through for Immortal, not quite getting the jump up. So having the idea that the T-side are playing from there, nade stack onto the site itself. How close can they get to the AWPer? Oh, that's nice.
Nice. Nades on. Brilliant stuff. So much damage being done here, and the AWP catches the perfect flick to the headshot. Accurate against Emo. He's down a man now. Advantage fnatic.
Oh, such a great start into the round for Eternal Fire, being able to deal with Mezzi, and even those nades being placed to perfection still puts them down by 1. fnatic still looking for more info from Crims.
They're trying to play aggressive. Zentaris caught perfect flash timing. Calix assisted in that kill. Bomb drop now. CT's on rotate, but they've read Alex's backstab. Gone for that several different times, and the wallbang even connects to Crims. Finally, Calix can connect the kill to a 2 versus 2. The CT still know that that bomb has been dropped out there, and Eternal Fire have got to force forward. Will they grab the bomb and rotate? Will they try pull a fake out? They're making noises, but fnatic are still going to look in. They've seen that bomb again.
It all just comes down to trying to catch the CTs off guard, catch them sleeping. It's going to have to be dry. They've got no further util.
Pushing their way up to get control of the bomb. Jakino lands a second kill and makes it a triple. 4 HP for him, but he doesn't need that much. 1 shots galore. First round on the board for fnatic at last.
Now that's going to help build the confidence for the youngster, being able to have a sequence like that, well played out on that B side. And for Eternal Fire, they seem to have some decent tempo in that round, just getting caught off by the AWPer, struggling to get that trade back. And for fnatic, they find their first round, they end the streak of 5.
Much further can they keep this going here? Of course, reset potential still on, losing a lot of players in that particular round. That SMG still out for Alex. He's been working well with the MP9 whenever he's had it on this map. He's down against Zentaris. Zentaris knows he's close. He heard the footstep and he'll get the kill for it. Take a bit of damage. That's all the response fnatic can muster.
You've got to imagine that Alex has got to change up his position or at least have a different crossfire because he's just getting annihilated down from this aggressive ramp position and no one is finding a pickback because of it.
It's like an analogy I think I heard about Happy and the fact that he played Lurk in IGL, and then as soon as you figured out where he was lurking, you could recognize where the call was and where the rest of the players on his team were. A similar case for Alex here. He just plays the same position. And then from there, Eternal Fire are reading what the setups are for fnatic. AWP in, M4's out for Crims, kill onto Zentaris, 4 versus 4. AWP shot for Jakino, who's really lighting up the server today. Giving him a lot of criticism yesterday, or the day before I should say, during his upper bracket matchup, but unfortunately, he can't continue that momentum. Crims and Jakino fall. Advantage now for Eternal Fire. The bomb is yet to commit, though.
They're just waiting for that backstab to come in. Calix does swing out wide, and Messi deals with him. Does take a fair bit of damage in response. And now for fnatic, they bring it back to a 2v2. So they just try and get the bomb down or draw them into the open. They can fake it a couple of times.
Tap 1 trying to get Brolin to peek out. They're low HP, though, fnatic. They're going to wait for the retake and be waiting to force their way forward before they have to actually go for it. Even Mezzi's being careful about this. Both players with kits, no utility except for the HE on Mezzi. That's not going to mean much here except for getting damage. If they can get the angle right, if they can find the position out towards the sandbags. Issa not spotted. Mezzi thinking he might have to peek back towards there, though. Wins that one fight, all important. AWP now, a 2-pronged attack coming in for the CT forces. Nade on, damage done, and Mezzi can win out that fight to make it a triple and make it a recovery for fnatic.
Yeah, excellent 2v2. They keep it so silent. They work with the timing. Messi just being able to read the play of where the T's can be from. And even Brolin just pulling the distraction out from the sandbags entrance. Messi being able to find a couple of kills. fnatic turning it 2 in a row. Eternal Fire, money isn't that great. It's going to be a half buy. Might see a hero rifle for 1 or 2.
The straight pistols actually for the T side. No hero buys up, just the half investment with the Tech 9s and the Eagles and the PT50s and such. Incendiary's on for fnatic. Will try to keep Eternal Fire at bay. Make their way forward with the bomb on the back of Evil. The first man out of the gate and 2 CTs to defend. In theory, Eternal Fire can rush it down if they can get those 2 kills in effective and quickly. They can have the B site. They can have the round.
But they were playing very deep out from the B stairs just to evade any of that anti-rush utility in terms of the HEs and the incendiaries. Be exact, it's going to be quick.
Looks in, flash it already. Mezzi held back. Looks in for 1. Zentaris can overwhelm that first player. M4 gets 2 kills on the back of quad. Mezzi makes it a triple. Woxig trades back to a 2v2. So damage has been done by Eternal Fire. Turn away from, blinded off. It's getting caught, taken out by Alex. Woxic can trade back in a 1 versus 1. He's done so much here. 2K to his name. On for the triple. Bomb plant tapped once, trying to force Chiquino out. Makes the footstep noise. Not quite giving up the headshot. The AWP still goes down anyway. And Woxic doesn't need a plant to win the round.
Oh, what a half-buy coming through from Eternal Fire. And you could just see, with the quick pace into that B site, that those Tech-9s and Deagles were going to do some damage. And then it just starts setting itself up, that they slow it down in the 2v2, get the flash up high over the top. Issa gets caught off, swinging out wide, and then Woxic just sets himself in, fakes that bomb plant, draws the fire onto the AWPer, realizes that the peak could come in from that left-hand side, and that instant connection to the head. fnatic, they'll be disappointed with that one, because that was the chance of getting momentum back, drawing rounds together, and instead they've lost to a half-buy.
Tactical pause called in for the first one in this series. fnatic recognizing they probably shouldn't have lost that, but still they did. And it sets them back massively because the damage that's sustained in the first and second gun rounds. Come back to bite them here as the half-buy wins out for Eternal Fire. No cash in the bank. Deco round, seemingly no Kevlar. A little bit of util for Alex and Mezzi. But that's it. It's going to play it out as Eternal Fire go back into the ramp position. Work up the AD fault.
Now Alex, aggressive out from ramp again, getting spammed up. Oh, he's pretty much dead now.
Oh.
Yeah, straight bullet. That's all it's going to take, because they know that he's there, so they just continue to spray in.
Last bullet in the magazine as well. Simple stuff from Emor, and Xantares makes it easy against Chiquino. Brolin next on the site. Face forward. Emor doing his tag damage. Brolin caught. Mezzi caught. Crims. Let's find one pick back at the Deagle. Trying to make it 3 and almost did. Shoulder towards Emor. Still defends his life at 10 points of health. And Eternal Fire up by 5 rounds now. fnatic have another bye.
And Eternal Fire, they haven't really played many officials at all. We saw them play in the Blast Qual, the V4 Qual, Funspark Qual. They played that one local Turkey event that they were able to beat Sangal into the grand final and the upper bracket final. We saw them a couple of days ago get slapped about against Movistar Riders. It doesn't feel as if we're seeing the previous team in some of those results. They're really coming in and showing some class.
He's back on Alex. Starting off on the right foot here, fnatic. Mentioned class, they're getting schooled right now by Eternal Fire on how to play this map of Vertigo. Again, fnatic don't really like this map too much. They haven't had a chance to play it with this new lineup. That one result against Sinners didn't really go that well earlier during IEM Fall bracket. Opportunities here to pick up an opening kill on Eternal Fire. Such passiveness coming in from both defaults, particularly for the T side.
It seems to be a run boost over for Woxic. Looking to take that AWP duel straight away onto Chiquino. Could he win it out? Oh, the flash is perfect. Actually just drives him back with the util.
Well placed. I don't know how much information he got there. Might have seen that run boost, may have seen that jump face. Not going to have much to act upon here. Teams try and rotate their way up into the B side. 40 seconds for the hit, and they've only got one man on site. A second man's on his way.
And they're making it difficult to read the setup. There's no lurks, there's no walks. They all just move together, and so silently. Messi's got an off angle on the crossfire with Crims.
AUG sees one. Catches a tag on the second man he was unawares of. Messi can finish off the kill against him, and a backup. Make it a triple. Woxic with a responsive. Has that bomb held back behind Banger, and a Molotov comes out to the back lines here. Not ready for Alex. Peeks in, gets his kill, grabs that AWP. Want to play doubles up here for fnatic. They get their third.
And that was an interesting crossfire at the B site. So you see Crims taking the early contact, doing a lot of damage. And I guess because he sort of runs away to that left-hand side of default, they keep his eyes drawn for another shoulder peek or another swing out. And instead, it's actually Mezzi on the other side of the side, a bit further forward of quad, that's just in that off angle they're not expecting at all. And between the two of them, they just mop up the damage. Eternal Fire with the buyback is going to be glass cannon for the AWP.
Full send in with their automatic weapons, and Taris, look how aggressive he's going to get up here. Gets that one kill, and Alex Brolin was fortunately watching the position, able to get that trade very quickly. But already a casualty taken by fnatic.
Chiquino with the AWP has been quiet these last few rounds. He was very on point when they were taking the straight AWP v AWP duels, or at least duels onto him. These last few, though, not quite finding that same level of success. And for Eternal Fire, that was a change of pace we weren't expecting.
One that Fnatic weren't expecting either. They do make the adjustments to get the man advantage back. Jakino with that kill. Brolin not able to deal with Emo, but Jakino gets Woxic to fall. So 3-on-2. Bomb can cross and get planted. And the wallbangers can come through for the man, but the AWP does not land a third kill just yet. Still advantage for Fnatic. And Crims can pick up the back lines. SMG's got an easy couple of frags to find. Gets Emo. Calyx held out to side alley. 1v3 clutch. Not going to happen.
Now, Fnatic do catch them a fair bit on the timing when it comes to some of these retakes. We saw the way in which AWP from Amor is just looking down from that ramp position, just hoping to catch one of the backstabbers in. Eventually just swinging out and MP9 finding an easy fight. Jakino with a triple. He is finding quite a few multi-frag rounds.
You're right. Like I said before, we have a lot of criticism for Jakino in his performance during their upper bracket match. He's doing all right today, though. Fnatic might need a player like him if they want to try and maintain presence and maintain control. Again, last chance for both of these sides to make it into IEM Fall. AWP in for Mezzi and Jakino. Double Ops continue to hold back here for Fnatic. Alex presses forward. Mezzi leans in. Catches that first. Nice shot on Issa.
I don't see Mezzi on the AWP all that often at all. Working out quite well, and Crims being able to just peek into the B stairs. And the eco so far is getting picked apart.
Nice effective. Pistols falling. About as well as you'd want to expect it to go here. Crims sees AK tap with a headshot. Centaurus to fall. This one's going effectively for Fnatic, exactly how they want it to go here. They need some confident rounds to get back on the board, and the one taps. The hits just keep on coming. Not quite able to land a quadra just yet, but Woxic's in a 1v5, so no matter what happens, this round is over.
Yeah, definitely about that. All the spam bullets coming through should find some decent connections. Backstab in from Alex. And eventually Crims is going to turn it into 4. And I guess for Crims, he's sort of the last one of the older generation, right? The old guard of when you think of the Fnatic lineup. Everyone else has moved on to greener pastures.
Debatably greener pastures. I'm not sure how Flusher would feel about that particular statement, but yeah, I digress.
They've moved on then. How about we just put it that way?
Yeah. 2 rounds of difference. Fnatic back on the double ops. Again, continuing with this exact same setup. A lot of money being built up over the last couple of rounds. AK's in for Eternal Fire. Molotov's raining down, forcing Centaurus forward. They think that he might have pressed aggressive past tops, and they're right to assume so, but they've gone a bit too aggressive. They think he's a bit too far forward.
This AWP is really aggressive, and for the rifles, they can just swing on the contact, be able to deal with the AWP. Oh, struggling to get the kill forward. Jakino and Alex working together. They can't quite get back to safety.
And finally, Centaurus strikes, biding his time alongside Woxic, getting a kill on Alex. Both players were low. Crims can respond towards Woxic, make it a double up of his own right. Headshots are plenty as he extends himself to top frag position. Bomb dropped in the open. Calyx will try and pick it up here, looking towards main, hoping that one CT overextends, that he gets an opportunity to pick back an advantage, or at least try to thin out the one that Fnatic currently have. So far, so little can be gained. He has been given the sight, so the plant can come through. He's hunting for more, though.
I'm loving the respect that Fnatic are giving. 3v1. Don't get aggressive. Don't give up a fight. Wait for him to come to us, or just let him get the bomb down.
Money will be an issue for Eternal Fire regardless. Mezzi gets his frag in, so that way they don't even get the bomb plant. Indeed, Fnatic will get that 6th. Back within 1.
Well, they're closing the gap. When we think it was, what, 5-1, 5-2, it was, what, 7-2 at one point. So this is 4 rounds in a row to come through from Fnatic. They've been able to hammer home in terms of the economy. Max round loss bonus coming through for Eternal Fire. And I want to say in the early portion of this map, I really didn't think we'd ever be in a position that we have a tied-up scoreline.
No, this one has worked out pretty nicely. For Fnatic, at least. Eternal Fire right at the highs that are dominant so early on in the matchup, and now all those highs have hit lows. All 5 players of the T side line pressing on up and into the B site. Incendiaries keep suppression involved as Eternal Fire set up for the B here. They have smokes and flashes. This is possible for a set piece.
They're just trying to see if they can evade any kind of aggressive move out from the CTs. Woxic with the lineup of the smoke. Another B-side Exy coming through.
Ashes at the ready. Molotov's down. Mezzi does find that first pick onto Emo. Alex can find Zentaris. Issa can respond to the man. And Woxic gets Alex all the same. Again, dealing with the backstabbing individual to the 3 versus 3. fnatic thinned out on the line, and now with a rifle that Woxic can work with, Issa tries to take another good fight. Unfortunately, can't land the headshot.
And this is very winnable for Eternal Fire. You've got an M4, 2 sets of Kevlar and Deagles, some util in a 3v3 situation with time on the clock. And fnatic just getting caught off with that backstab. Yeah, Alex gets away with 1 kill. He's done that so many times, have aggressed out from ramp when they know the B-side execution's coming in. This time around, Eternal Fire wait for it.
And they've caught him off so many times. I don't think that backstab has been successful once. Again, repeating strategy for the IGL of fnatic, and being read pretty nicely by Eternal Fire, at least on that one front. And now reading the stack that they put towards the B site, will start to walk into the A play. Brolin set with the AK. Is he expecting what? Is he expecting Issa? Another bomb plant. That's round done. Brolin could go down, but Jakino provides support, keeps him alive, and Calix got to fall to get the money bonus here. That's exactly what will happen. fnatic just barely hold it.
That's poorly played, really, for Eternal Fire. You've got no information up on that A site. You don't have the cross smokes down. When you go for the plant, there's got to be providing support. And for Woxic, he's tighter on the line, isn't he? He's not quite out in the open to get that trade back. And all it takes for Brolin is deny that bomb and just hide. Just try and fall back. Continue to do damage if you can. 7-7. Eternal Fire would have loved that extra bomb plant just to get the further util forward. fnatic, a chance for them to actually take a lead going into the second half.
Woxic's AWP set in to receive contact from fnatic, expecting him to re-aggress down here towards Rab. They've gone for this in several times over the course of this map up. Some of the AWP, Jakino also watching that through tops, expecting someone from Eternal Fire to force forwards. And Taurus has done that a couple of times, but Alex just blind firing some common pre-fire angles, does find the hit onto Woxic.
There is some payback, because Eternal Fire have been able to have some great wall bangs and smoke spams. Issa not being able to land on the bottom of the ladder. He's going to take some fall damage.
Not ideal. Neither is that for Zentaris. Jakino doesn't get away alive for it, and Brolin's just going to draw their attention back into the site. There is 1 or 2 Molotovs actually for Emor and Calix. They can drive the player over as sandbags away. Alex sitting pretty and waiting. When will he swing? When will he opt to do so? The T's making some noise, putting some flash support over. Heads are turned away. Emor could get caught off by Alex. It's all a case of timing here for fnatic. They might let them walk into the site here. He actually could deny the bomb plant even further. There's so much that could be found. Tapped once. Emor gets caught. Great kill. Great follow-up. Brolin actually steals it away, but it's still going to be in the round for fnatic. Looking to close out this half with the advantage. 8-7 up as Brolin domes Calix and closes us out for the break. As close as you can get it between fnatic and Eternal Fire. fnatic edging out the lead by a single round, and from a 7-2 deficit to Egg, that's a hell of a recovery to go into their T-side with.
It's a lot of momentum being built up, and it seemed as if fnatic started to get a good read on the situation, and Eternal Fire just started to slow down. Can the Turkish team start to bounce back? Well, fnatic want to go quite quickly out to their ramp take.
Fast up, taps with Zataris, not quite landing the headshots. He was perfectly set to the headshot angle against the sandbags boost. Not quite as accurate as he'd like it to be, though. fnatic start walking, moving up with a nade from Alex to try to get himself set into the back of the site. Lands perfectly on Emor. First blood drawn by Brolins, and Taurus forced back. T-side players swarm the site en masse. Grim trying to take pace here, back up Mezzy. Great flashes in, he still gets caught for 15 HP, and the T's back away in the 5v4 retake.
Eternal Fire are just desperate for a pick back, desperate for an engagement to come through. And for fnatic, now that they've got the man advantage and the bomb down, they're so passive on this side.
Smoke on the bomb itself, trying to get that defuse kit inserted. Calix will get towards the side. Jakino gets his kill. Alex still sitting there in the midst of it with a knife. Embarrasses them now for trying something so cheeky. And Eternal Fire, it was a good idea, but counteracted by fnatic to go all 5 alive in the pistol round.
You could see that coming in a mile away. The way that he's looking down and trying to play anti-flash, keeping his head, trying to evade as many of the spam bullets as well from that CT side, getting close to that bomb, and as soon as he hears that tap right, start spamming away with that knife, get the extra kill bonus in. Great round out from fnatic, and this is just moving that streak even further. 7 rounds in a row for the Swedes.
Start to ask if Eternal Fire might have bottled it and getting complacent early. Still too early to tell overall. Still a lot of rounds that fnatic will need to get into the match victory. The map victory, rather. The Eagles scouts. Forced by, of course, in for the CTs. Alex's Mac 10 has spotted one individual. He's also been seen himself, so fnatic continue to play the passive default.
And for Eternal Fire, they just start needing to have some playmakers up on this CT side, because we didn't see it in its entirety in that first half. They're being quite passive to lean back over towards the B stairs with the bomb, by the looks of it, fnatic. Eternal Fire's first point of contact is going to be Calix.
The Eagle facing in the Crim's position, if you will. We loved playing this when he was on the CT side. Alex be ready to read a similar sort of angle. He had his head ducked down with the Mac 10 at the ready here at Banger. And Calix is the only player really holding. He has no support in a quad or like a plat. Perfect flash keeps him blind. Emor also gets caught by a secondary one. Alex can wrap that corner, but does get caught back by the Deagle. Second shot's, the third shot's not quite as good as he'd like it to be. Inaccurate flicks coming forward to Taurus. Can do one better, keep it at a 3 versus 3. With Woxic finding a wallbang headshot onto Brolin to turn the advantage back to Eternal Fire. Player now out towards the quarter position. Mezzy sees his kill, gets his second, and makes it a triple. Nice sequence from him.
Jeez, lovely stuff coming through for the Galil, and there's a lot of precision in that round. Not just in terms of sharpness, but in terms of the setup. We saw for Alex, he gets boosted up from Banger, and it's the coordination to come through from the utility. The way in which he starts running into the site, and as soon as that sound cue comes in, Calix is drawn forward with his eyes, gets immediate flashed, and they just start opening up B. Yes, it comes a bit difficult in terms of some of the trades from Xantaris and from that scout at the back of the site in CT spawn from Woxic, and Mezzy just doing his own thing out in quad.
Eco now for Eternal Fire. Upgrade pistols on 2 individuals. P2Ks and 1 P250 as well, of course. 2 P250s, I should say, from Eternal Fire. A little bit of upgrade, but nothing major coming into this round. fnatic should, on paper, get this at 11-7, but we saw how well those Deagles did in the previous round, so what's to say that Emor and Calix don't have a couple of good shots up their sleeve?
This is a very scary prospect coming through in terms of Eternal Fire, having the early lead and then just starting to go very quiet. And we saw it against Movistar Riders on that first map. It wasn't their map pick of Nuke. They put 7 rounds in their first half on their city side. What happened when they went to the T side, Jay? Not a single round was gained.
And now fnatic in their T-side rounds as of right now, and continuing to wrap up the kills and getting first onto Xantaris. Emor seen. Crims knows he's there. Takes out his own teammate, Jakino. Oh, that's not what you want to be. Can they capitalize on it? fnatic been thrown for a loop. It doesn't seem like it. The Rifles are going to maintain control. Oh, a bit of a blunderous moment there. That could have cost them.
You can have a laugh at it now. Do you know what I mean? If it's something that changes the round in its entirely, you're going to be very annoyed and very tilted at it. Have a bit of a laugh, and, well, a couple of players left coming through for Eternal Fire. Can't expect much. There was a light up for a moment, not to be. And it just comes down to, well, the spam coming through for Crims, and then Giacchino looking to get a nade up and get right in front of him.
11-7, fnatic hold the lead. The guns can come up for Eternal Fire. I believe there might have been a player that DC'd from server there. I can see Alex is on the CT side. Okay, no, we're back. We're back. Okay.
Yeah.
Just in time. Just in time. We're okay. But yeah, Rifles in for the first gun round. Eternal Fire have an opportunity now to put themselves back up on the front foot. They've got to get this gun round and convert 4 off the back of it.
Well, they're trying to get the AWP out to 51, get an aggressive sideline into Rams, and Tara's working on the edge of the smoke, dealing with the first of Giacchino, looking in for a slight more.
Nade on Alex, tagged up. Brolin also tagged pretty heavily towards that mid control. Nades in. Does find Emo actually, so the damage turns out to a 4 versus 4. Got to deal with the player on site. Great flash involved. Actually, they catch Issa on rotation, so fnatic playing against the grain. Eternal Fire trying to read where they're coming from, but they can't get a beat on what's happening here. Calyx gives up his angle as well. They know he's held back here. Crimson's got a lot of pressure against his name, so he's got to try and see if he can escape here towards middle control. And Calyx has just missed the window as well. The perfect timing from the T side, capitalizing on it with a kill.
That is so sick. That is such a smart play coming through for Crims. You really rarely see a T-side player getting into city spawn. And when you get an opportunity like that with the utility being forced forward, the HE onto a more, just start working the gap, work the CTs on rotation, and just catch the players off guard. Out on rotation from CT, the first kill comes in. Karen coming through the gap of Calyx. Lovely stuff. fnatic. This streak is getting so far out of hand. Eternal Fire, I don't know how much more gas they've got in the tank.
Might not have much with the way that this is going out here. I mean, it does feel like to me more so the fnatic have just got so much more gas than we initially anticipated, really.
Here we go.
Oh!
It's been a couple of times it's been close.
It doesn't feel like a position you can wall bang there between that wall and the ladder room, but it is actually surprisingly thin, so it does work with an AWP. Good read there from Woxy to try go for it. Sadly, not to be a kill or a tag, so we're okay.
I know sometimes you see util going the other way because there's the skylights on the top of the ladder that you can throw smokes and flashes and even mollies off going to the other side of it. So yeah, you do often see some wall bang attempts. Whether that actually lands into kills is not normally seen. Eternal Fire, well, I don't know where they kind of go from here. They've got some investment in terms of the safety and rifles backed up with some pistols. You're hoping for as much damage as possible.
Rounds coming in for fnatic, going up towards that B plane. Nades that are ready for a stack in. Where does it go? Towards white, it looks like for Crims. Initially in against Calyx, damage done. Second HE, does handle the frag. Walk up close, does catch Brolin. Great dome, great shot out. Mezzi protected by the flashbang of his teammates here. A 4-on-4. Issa also there. Hurdock jumping off the scaff position. Sataris coming up. AWP can get caught towards middle. Control Giacchino with his frag. Alex with his kill. Try and make it a double, but it doesn't matter. His teammates have swarmed the site, and Mezzi can get a double of his own right. 23 kills to his name. Man alive, what a player this guy is. Like, he's proven himself time and time again, and in this particular qualifier, he's been one of the top-rated guys for fnatic.
Well, in the best of 3 that they played against Sinners, he put 61 kills up, 48 deaths, positive 13 KD differential, nearly 95 ADR, and a 1.2 on rating. Now, he did have a lot of support coming through from Brolin in terms of him having that high impact. Brolin hasn't been needed as much as he was in the Sinners game that he is here.
Appropriately so, because he has gone down as the first casualty of this round. Now, look who's getting the trade. Messi quickly back in against Calyx. Knows that Woxik's still up there, however. He saw the kill feed. Knows that AWP got the frag. The M4 did not. fnatic might have been set on an early back foot, but they're back in control of the situation. Can they turn it to an advantage is the next big question. Mezzi will try for it. No one's watching directly. Eternal Fire repositioning passive.
Yeah, Woxik's got to be careful that he doesn't just get swung on in terms of utility. Mezzi's already so aggressive in the matter, and fnatic are just going to continue in towards B.
Smoke on a site. That's a nice gap for Woxik to work with there. He doesn't catch Mezzi. Mezzi sees him instead, but the second phase allows that wallbang to connect towards him, so Casualty for the T side. Meanwhile, Alex has walked out to the A play, and Eternal Fire have no ideas. And Taurus will now know, but recognized it far too late. Headshot in. Bomb can go down.
Oh, what a great lurk out from Alex, that as soon as the B contact doesn't quite go the way they would have liked, okay, I'm going to start making a play. I'm going to start moving forward, catch off one of the rotates, bring it back to a 3v3.
They're going to be evaded. Giacchino still sees Emor through it. That little plume of smoke that comes up from the HE should have given enough cover, but recognized so effectively by the AWPer of the T side. And fnatic will go up to 14. What has been a flawless T side so far. Eternal Fire have tripped over their own shoelaces, it feels like. fnatic have come out swinging in this first map, and they're 2 away from the win.
And these last few rounds, I've been thinking to myself of how critical I can be for the Turkish side, because again, they've only come together for just over a month. They signed as Eternal Fire on the 13th of August, so just, yeah, it's not a lot of time, really, when you think about it. Still, though, when you're up 7-2, and you've now lost 12 rounds in a row, I'm expecting more. I'm expecting playmakers, I'm expecting tactical timeouts, and really, Eternal Fire have been very flat.
That's the key thing, right? It's not just a 14-7 lead, it's a 14-7 from a 7-2 deficit. fnatic have turned the whole situation around. Eternal Fire have fallen flat on their backsides. fnatic are starting to run away with this map up now. Again, only a couple of rounds away from the victory on Eternal Fire's map pick. And back in with the boost up. I don't even feel like fnatic are playing anything too tactically deep there, but they're just playing the same standard of the defaults and getting the frags for it whenever necessary. Might be something more to it than what I initially think. At least Eternal Fire can find the pick on Alex, kick things off on the right foot.
Well, it's been very default heavy, and Alex has been finding a lot of gaps on T side to exploit in terms of lurks. Their site executions have been on point. This time around, they get spammed up in the ramp smoke. First time in a while that they've lost the opening man advantage. They're starting to regroup out to the B stairs and leaving Crims out in mid.
Oh, Emor finds Mezzy, and they can't quite punish that secondary peak on the boost. 5-on-3 scenario, Eternal Fire punishing some of those attemptive plays from the T-side basis. Rotations to fnatic will go right back into the A default. At least initially that's what it seems. They're being tentative about where they go.
Yeah, good to see him more finding some impact out on that B site. The first sort of 6 or 7 months of this year, rated as one of the best entry players in the world. Yeah, he is farming some of the stats down in the lower divisions. An incredible player and a guy that is starting to find some form with this Eternal Fire side. fnatic now starting to turn up the pace because they don't have a lot of time.
Yes, oh, Brawler can't catch him. The spray is only so good there. The bullets going all sorts of awry. Giacchino couldn't land his flick shot, trying his best to connect to something back here. His teammate's gone down though, and he's quick to follow suit. 1 kill on Emor at least is something, but it's not much fnatic. So they can see the first CT round of Eternal Fire.
Oh, finally the streak gets ended. And it's just pressure being taken off your back. Not for long though, because yeah, okay, we got our first. Great stuff, lads. We're still down 8-14. We've got to see more being pushed forward, and for Eternal Fire, they can't afford themselves to get answered back immediately. They've got to be able to start building up a streak themselves, and in terms of the setup, they want to go quite aggressive out from mid. fnatic going quite quickly to a ramp take.
Smoke's on. Sprays through, nades are standard, burst fire from Xantares again, the pre-fire positions, and the T's are trying to evade it as much as possible. None of that damage comes forward for him. Xantares nade up towards the AWPer's position, does land onto him. Giacchino down to 51, but Alex is the big threat. He's pushed so far up. The CTs might not be ready for it. Oh, what a flick to the head! That was a fantastic shot!
And it wasn't even like he had a massive amount of support with utility, just a drive face aggressing up for the sandbags itself. Great opening kill coming through. Rotations being slow out to the A side. It's going to have to come down to Issa and Amor.
Nades continue to pour in and do damage to the T side. That might turn a slight advantage back to the favor of the CTs if they can get those kills in. Still the man advantage for Eternal Fire. Smokes on position. Emor can't body block. He gets flashed out of his own right here. Held out in the open, and the T's pulling us for a loop, still stalling, 45 seconds.
Now, rather than going for the standard cross smokes with the 2 smokes they've had, they actually use one for the deeper CT. More flashes coming through to give the indication the CTs might want to be retaking this ramp control. Issa falling, and now Amor's alone.
Backup's on its way, but slowly, and Amor's just caught so far in the open again. The flash is keeping him so blind and exposed at that gap from ramp to main. And with that casualty, Eternal Fire don't want anything to do with this round. They'll concede, hold on to the AK and the AWP. But they will lose map point to fnatic, and 7 rounds to get back to OT. Eternal Fire, their own map pick as well, Dweg.
Yeah, that's the scary prospect, and they have had some shocking losses. They had that loss to the North Macedonian team of the Blue Jays in the Blast Qual. They also lost it to Movistar Riders, their map pick, in that best of 3 that they played in the upper bracket round of 16 a couple of days ago. And just, you can't even point the finger at Amor in that situation and say, oh, mate, needed a couple there. What could he have found? He was alone on A. Zantares fell. His teammate Avista fell. He's getting hit by so much Uto. He's the only player to defend the A site. Rotations aren't coming at all. You can't expect him to hold that by himself.
Whether you can expect it or not, it's still going to be a lost casualty and a lost round for Eternal Fire, and that is the bottom line. 15-8. Double up setup in for Emor and Woxy. They've got to get this round. They cannot afford to concede it. They cannot afford to concede any more from here. fnatic looking to close in on a victory and take the opening map of the series. Shots on a Jakino, isolates one player behind a gap in a smoke. Zantares known here towards ramp. Does put a decent nade up, but only tags one player.
And now for Eternal Fire, you'd have to imagine there's going to be some sort of aggressive play. Start moving forward out from mid. Crims is exactly ready for this sort of play. And Zantares does catch Alex onto the lurk, getting aggressive up in alley.
Yeah, and that lurk play has been a bit awkward for fnatic. It hasn't led to too many lost rounds. It does lead to the 4v4 and pretty even standing as a result of that. Similar HP down on both AWP players. Rotations of fnatic going to come back towards that B site. Roland looking to trade weapons with Jakino. Surprisingly so. Usually Orpa goes back on the low HP player here. Calix, ooh, very aggressive. Only assisted by this smoke. Will the T-side players recognize it? Will he get caught off on the wrong foot here? Messi better be ready. Oh, adjustments. He checks it. Headshot found. Emor to adjust. AWP held back here. Desperate to get a shot in on somebody. He does find Messi. Looking back for Jakino. Tagged up. Issa comes up with his kill nade to the side. Gets Jakino at the drop, and it's all left to Brolin in a 1v3. 1 HP. This round goes the way of the CT side.
Great utility usage there coming through for Eternal Fire. Amor just holding with that AWP and not exactly over-peaking. Not allowing that trade back to come in easily. Just keeping themselves in this map, keeping them in the game, trying to see if they can survive up. Now for fnatic, there's still a decent amount of money together to get a full investment forward. They'll get rifles out for everyone, AWP in for Jakino, and for Eternal Fire, 6 to go to bring it into overtime. It's a difficult one to weigh your head about, if it is even possible.
There's a step in the right direction though. Woxic, another step in the right direction. A fantastic shot against Jakino. Straight down towards ramp. Emor finding Crims as well. fnatic giving up these kills easy.
Yeah, just dry faces out in ramp and from mid itself, and that's exactly where the AWPs are playing from. HG's going to do some return damage onto Zantares. fnatic, very difficult situation for them to be and start regrouping out from the B stairs. Even with the defenders, there's 2 on B and a quick rotate from Issa to come in from mid.
Boost up. Oh, Messi seen one. Can't quite catch his frag though. Emor leaning around with the AWP. Nades towards him and Calix. More damage done to the AWP player. Could be an easy enough frag. fnatic still playing careful on this one. Flashes over. Shots ringing out. AK trying to get back behind Dodge. Calix ready and waiting. Good kill for Messi. Response from Calix finds Brolin and Messi. Not quite Alex though. The IGL on a 1 versus 4. The bomb drop center of the site. Got to look up towards Scaff. Wins that secondary kill. Does look for the bomb plant as well. AWP evaded. 2v1.
Just got to get the bomb down, give himself that extra bit of money. Knows the AWP's playing out from City Spawn, getting forced forward with that incendiary. Both players looking to try and peek together out to that left-hand side. Woxic's going to be able to follow up, find his secondary kill, get back onto the bomb, get that defuse forward, and the extra cash injection of the $800 of the bomb plant will help fnatic in the next.
It's so easy to make money on T's side. The buy still won't be there for them, I don't think. Maybe Alex and Brolin get a couple of upgrades. Maybe they drop some pistols. I don't know. It doesn't feel like a major round. Maybe a hero rifle for Alex or something. Tactical timeout for fnatic to figure out the specifics. So I don't think there's a full buy here.
Well, they do know that Eternal Fire have been loving the double AWP setup, and if they can get some sort of hero rifle forward and deal with one of those AWPs, then it might not get brought forward into the next. We do know that even for Eternal Fire, they had one of these similar rounds, didn't they, when they were in their T-side half, where they went for the quick B exec and they had a couple of Deagles, they had some Tech 9s. And this time around, the buy does look a little bit more juicy, doesn't it? You got an AK.
There's one good buy to get with a hero rifle. It would be this one. Alex is still down to the 2k float. So fnatic lost bonus can build if they get a bomb plant. That's even better. He takes first face against AWP. Gets legged early. Not a great start.
Problem probably thinking, right, chuck it over to me, mate. Probably better in my hands knowing that I've got some Kevlar as well. 21 points of health. And considering he didn't even really see much of a contact, he won't be happy with that one.
Alex is still going to boost himself up towards this angle position. Alex is ready for the headshot, though. That's going to be an easy pick. In the end, the AK does fall back into the hands of fnatic, so they can't pass that off to Brolin. I think it would have been smarter to let him continue with the face, though. I think it would have been a better idea. And it doesn't really matter anyway. Alex was probably going to be a dead man. Secondary boost back for Mezzi to take face with the Tech 9. Alex expecting another player behind Banger. Sprays through against him. Thurman going to give up the fight. Flashes over Brolin. Seen and sprayed. Does get his kill back in to respond. Smoke down to the site. Seeing that second CT that gets dinked as well. Reface to the AWP. Can't find the trade back. fnatic still down by a man. That's about to change. They're down by 2 now. With the AK dropped. Chiquino pressured alongside Krim with both players trying to make their way back into the B site. Emo missing his flicks. Gets the second opportunity and lands his second kill with Krim's on a 1v4 now.
He might not be hitting every shot, Jay, but out on this B site, he's finding a lot of success and more now going with this double AWP setup. Krim's just hoping to find any sort of continuation of damage, peek in from under the railings itself, wait for any of the CTs to be wide. An 11th round being found by Eternal Fire, and it feels like momentum is being built.
Nice effort from Krim's right there to try and pick up the AWP player, but not to beat. You're right about Eternal Fire, they're starting to bring this back. 4 rounds to go. fnatic still on map point. But still very much in an awkward spot. Eternal Fire reined in this comeback in the second half. The guns come back in for the rebuy. Galil out for Crims does not make it the best of buys in the world for fnatic. And what is the call here? What does Alex bring to the table for his team to close things down? Orb in of Woxic fires away. Giving up information basis. The nades in against Chiquino. Still going to land a little bit short, actually. Hitting one of those sidewalls at the bottom of ramp. Incendiaries burst fire. Nades to return back to the CT side. Should do some more damage. But it's just tags to start.
Eternal Fire just not giving up on this ramp control. They're constantly pressing, just jiggle peeking, more counter utility. Chiquino is waiting for a swing out from the alley entrance. Both players are over to that left-hand side. Could be able to catch Woxic off. That's a great angle.
And Taros might give him up a second frag, seeing the jump face, and Chiquino gets out of there. Better to hold the man advantage. You haven't lost anything. The bomb's not up towards ramp. Not like you committed towards that ramp control. You can go towards B site, deal with Calix. Bron's there to try and cut off Issa alongside Crim's support. Smokes in, slight gap to that left. This is going to try find an angle on the right. Thinking there might be a boost up. And he might assume right. Crim's just at the edge of the smoke scene there. Kill found. Sprays through towards Brolin. Knows that he's out there somewhere. Retreats back in a 4 versus 4. Getting back to the site. Brolin finds Issa. Zentaris providing support alongside Calix, who gets 2 kills. And Brolin alone now towards that mid lurk. 1v3. The bomb's been dropped on B.
That seemed to be a decent position for fnatic. Get the 1-for-1 trade out from mid, start exploding up to the B side, just not being able to deal with that crossfire out of B. I'm always going to be able to see the wraparound in from CT spawn, give Eternal Fire their 12th. fnatic got to take another one of those tacticals because they're starting to let this slip now.
There it is. Third one called in for the T side. Much like how Eternal Fire found their definitive advantage, fnatic found theirs and still letting it slip in a similar fashion. 3 rounds left in this comeback. 3 rounds left in this regulation. Before Eternal Fire might take us to overtime for fnatic, there would be another great choke fall. Then we, of course, saw them against Sinners on this map in the upper bracket. And we saw how the second half of the T side was not quite their day to rule. They were on a back foot initially, though, to start things off. So to see this catch up from Eternal Fire, kind of par for the course for fnatic. It doesn't make it any less concerning, though.
No, for sure. And I guess as well for Fnatic, it does show how momentum-based they've been over the series. They had those early couple of rounds, then they had 12 in a row, answered back with just an individual, and then since then they have not been able to add any more than the 15 they've put up. Slight more aggression. This is quicker.
Nades on, or in, Alex. Flick missed on Woxic, gets out of dodge, at least able to maintain his life for now. Brawlin can catch into those, and Taurus with a trade on towards one man and falls out of dodge. Onto the bomb site, looking for an aid on Jakino, will almost lose his head towards that Deagle, but to face in with the HE support, gets that frag alongside Alex's fall. And two left standing in Crims and Mezzy. Mezzy taking face as Woxic hopes to catch off that secondary pick back. But either way, Fnatic kind of locked out of this site and probably locked out of the round here.
But they did try further more aggression up from Ram. Crims does deal with a shaky Xantares pushing forward. Oh, okay. No, thought something was going on there. Didn't quite happen.
Nice read on the angle, just not quite as accurate as Crims would have liked it to be. Mezzy. Gonna wait back here, though. He's got to be the man to force out the play. He's 27 kills deep. He's on 97 points of health. Fnatic would love a bomb plant here, and the Incendiary will just force him away. 40 seconds. They can't afford to stay alive here. They've either got to get the plant or go down.
Well, they're just desperate for another duel. And for the CTs, they're not extending, really. AWP played back up from Orange. Very passive from Woxic.
Nice bait from Mezzy, though. Crims would rehold the angle, see the jump face. Back out of dodge. Emor towards side. That is going to be the next main concern. Mezzy's seen him, but he can't land a shot. And Crims now 1v3 again for the T-side line. Takes his face. Woxic takes his kill. And Eternal Fire find themselves on unlucky 13. Will it be unlucky for them on this day? It's rifles out for Fnatic. Orp back in for Jakino. And what might be their last true gun round in this regulation.
We all love a baker's dozen. Couple more to go for Eternal Fire. And a missed opportunity there coming through of being able to deal with them more. Seemed like Mezzy had the right angle. Timing wasn't quite coming through in terms of the peak. How much more can they find out of this Fnatic? It's starting to get very sweaty for them.
Nades in, Alex takes face, Woxic barely gets away alive, and Tara's there for a very quick response. He's played fantastically here on ramp, but he doesn't last much longer. Brawlin responds, and a 4-on-3 now ensues for Fnatic.
I wonder if they gamble stack this for Eternal Fire. Just start rotating everyone over to that A side. They're thinking about it. It is slow.
This puts that Incendiary, that nade coming in. Damage should be done quite heavily to Jakino. Crims burns quite significantly in Emor. It looked like he locked on with that orb, but he missed the shot by a hairpin, and Mezzy can capitalize for it. Issa on 20, Calyx on 100. A 2v4 retake with Fnatic bearing down the barrel of a map win. 40 seconds to get there, and as Calyx falls, Issa's left alone with nothing that he can do in this but accept his fate and give up the first map to Fnatic.